Hello everyone and welcome back to Monster Hunter Rise. Hope you're doing well out there. We are basically picking up where we last left off, which is talking to a ton of people before we launch into actual quests. Fail to take your means of protection seriously, and you won't last long out in the field. You can imagine why. Improve your armor by upgrading it here at my smithy. Make sure to bring the needed armor spheres with you. I start you off with a few as a gift, beginner's gift. Use them to upgrade your gear. Already tripping over myself, lovely. Sword with a great wire bug. You ever heard about them great wire bug thingies? Well, they're pretty much wire bugs, but bigger. Except their wires are much stronger, meaning if you hop on one, they'll launch you way, way farther than a regular old wire bug. Only catch is, once you set them down in some jewel lilies, they ain't moving. And since they're so big, they're hard to steer. But once you place one down, you'll be zipping all over the place, and they'll be there when you come back too. That's the only thing that they'll say. Piqued your interest? Alright, here, some great wire bugs of your very own. Don't say I ain't ever did nothing for you. Try it out next time you're on the hunt and spot some jewel lilies. I'm telling you, it'll make the trekking part a breeze. Yeah, that's the only time they'll ever tell you that they're permanent. Not just between hunts. You know, what they tried to tell you about the perma buffs, but they're actually for one hunt. So yeah, I'm just clarifying it now. You place the jewel lilies, they actually stay there the entire time during that save file. And here's the Buddy Plaza. Here you can recruit new Palicos, Palamutes.
Yeah, greetings, salutations. I'm Shirube and I run the Bloody Plaza here. Welcome. Now that you're a bona fide hunter, allow me to welcome you to the Buddy Plaza. Buddy Handler Iori will give you the rundown on all things Buddy. If you hire a buddy, you'll get a trusty battle companion aid in all your hunting endeavors. Feline Chief Kokorashi is top cat when it comes to managing the Meowcenaries. You can count on any buddies you have on standby to hunt for materials while you're hunting monsters. This fairy goes to the training area. What? Just because you're a hunter now doesn't mean you can't start slacking on training. And Rondine here is a trader from outside Kamura. Every good hunter needs a stock of good items. No matter how obscure, she'll probably have what you're looking for. You'll find a buddy board here where you can manage your buddies. There's more like it all over the village. Maybe you've already seen one? If you hire any buddies from Iori, you can manage them here. Anyway, every day the buddies have worked their tails off to get better and stronger. That's about all I've got for you. If you want to know more, you'll have to talk to everyone yourself.
Yeah, and just telling you about the buddy. Won't lie, I actually like this setup, and I forgot to mention this, but World's item boxes are back, so you don't have to go to your tent all the time to change your weapons. Which is very, very nice. Oh, and the DLC bonus, Novice Charm. Talisman. Which, yeah, charm farming's back. They decided to swap out decoration farming for charm farming once again, proving that they just continue to flip-flop with that. And it's always a pain in the ass. And of course, I forgot to show off the Kamura layered armor. I'll probably end up wearing this for the majority of the game just because I love it. Except for the hat. But you can go to appearance. Maybe it was change equipment? Oh, there we go. Equipment display. You can always turn off a certain part so you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, I just love this layered armor. For a multitude of reasons. Well, let's talk about Rondine the Trader, who's the new captain of this argosy. Good day to you. You're a hunter of the village of Kamura, are you not? Please excuse my sudden intrusion. I am Rondine at your service. As you can see, I'm a trader traveling the seas from a far-off land to the west. I'm making a stop in my travels here so that I may trade with the people of this wondrous village. Trading is a marvelous activity, no? Tis where people of various settlements mingled through goods. Very profound. It may be a while before I can open a shop, but please feel free to drop by at any time. Very well, do come by if you wish to enjoy the wonders of travel and trade. Alright, let me see what you have. Good day to you. By your countenance, I see that you yearn for the most spectacular trade, do you not? But alas, I must yet prepare. You have my word. I shall inform you when all is in order, if you will only wait a short while longer. So basically nothing right now. Then we have our best friend Chino there. Then we have this gruff cat, Feline Chief Kokorashi. Well, well, Eric, you're a hunter now. Well done. I am Kokorashi. I have been charged as the Chief of Feline Affairs within Kamura Village. Years prior, I served as Elder Fyogen's Paraco when we undertook many a hunt. Now I command the Meowcenaries. If you are ever curious about the mercenaries, feel free to ask me about them anytime. May our alliance endure the ages. The problem, though, is... Come to see about the mercenaries, have you, Eric? I'm afraid that we're still readying themselves at present. But don't worry, I'll send word to you later when they're done. Yeah, you don't get the ability to access them until 3-star quests. At least in single player. And what they don't tell you about is you can come up here to the Kohoot next. Which, after every other hunt, they'll have new things up here. Every single time. Which right now it's empty. No fall damage, by the way. And now let's talk to Iori real quick. Oi, Elric! I heard you're a Kamura hunter now. Congratulations! So this is a buddy scout. Here you can hire trusty buddies who will accompany you on your hunt. They're all great, too, and eager to join you out there in the field. Come by whenever you need something buddy related, okay? Actually, yeah, I want to see what buddies he has on hand right now because I want them whenever we start unlocking things. So let's see what kind of palette goes. We have Caramel, or Caramel, which you can see that every single one has a different kind of stat roster to them. As well as different skills. Usually their skills match up to what kind of cat there are. For instance, this is a fighting cat, these two are gatherings, and this one's a bomber. But sometimes you'll have strange mixes. Then you can also see what kind of passives you can equip them, because cats also have passives, as do the dogs if I recall. Yep. Which, depending on what kind of passives they are, depends on how well they can do their job, so this is a lot to take in. Especially for a new player. I'm trying to condense it as best as I can, but just look at the cute doggies and cats. And for now, I wouldn't mind a bombing cat. Comes with Giga Barrel Bombay, and yeah, this one's actually not bad. I'll hire him for later. And of course I'm keeping his name Chance, because he's a bombing cat named Chance. That's just perfect. And now let's see if there's any dogs worth a damn. Now I'm more of a cat person than a dog person, so this one's kind of hard on me. That being said, I do have my own handful of dogs I always loved. I have nothing against dogs, I just prefer cats. I like this one. Perfectly balanced, too. Alright, come on, Rush. Perfect name as well. But he's not red. Any Mega Man fans out there? There we go. That'll do for now. And while we're here, let's show off the training area too, which I love this. I love this training area. And I know I sound rushed and jagged and everything, but that's because there's a lot of information to go through and a lot to see before we even get to our first hunt. I absolutely adore this game. Actually, I adore a lot of the Monster Hunter games. They all have their own charm. Which is why I'm so excited to show off the monsters and the hunting. Now, my history with Monster Hunter is interesting, to say the least. Essentially, I heard about the games from my friends going to school, mostly Freedom and Freedom 2. However, the first game I ever touched from the series was Freedom Unite, and it was traded from QB for Patapon. He didn't initially like it, and for the most part, I didn't really like it either, starting out. And that would be because, I did the dumb and went to the multiplayer hub and started there, because I thought that was where you're supposed to start. That's where the game was pushing you. So I went in completely unaware, not even with any kind of true gear, and got my ass kicked by a beginning Velocidrome. Whereupon, when I told my friends this, they freaking laughed at me, and I just dropped the game entirely for years until college when I picked it up again for the 3DS with Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. Whereupon I pulled the same mistake of going to the multiplayer hub. By that point, I was just like, is this really how the game is? Or am I screwing something up? So I looked it up, and lo and behold, there's actually an entire single-player game that I wasn't paying attention to. It became far simpler after that point, and a far more fun game. From there, I was hooked, and when 4U came out, I had a blast with my friends. Sorry about that, I had to deal with something. Essentially, a scammer has been trying to call me for some type of interview. For my written work. Don't worry about it. Master Elric, this artifact you have there. May I take a glimpse at it? I see. Fascinating. Immensely fascinating indeed. This is an old message, a trace legacy of bygone eras most obscured. Yes, from the first episode, you remember that sword I picked up off the top of the mountain? This is where you turn them in. Ostensibly, this record contains someone's story, yet undiscovered. That makes it an invaluable item. For the longest time, perhaps influenced by my trade, I have sought such annals to broaden my understanding of the word. So I get annals right, but not world. If you would be so kind as to show me many others you come across, I gladly offer a token of thanks, small as it may be. I'd venture that these old messages are fragmented into smaller notes, which lie in places remote and unaccustomed to human activity. I wish you luck in your hunt for them, and thank you in advance. Okay, and then we have our lovely Bunny Dongo Eater. Hey, and welcome back. How'd everything go with Master Tucci's quest? I know, the basics are, well, basic. But you gotta have a sturdy foundation before you can build, right? Take Bunny Dongo, for example. Yomogi puts as much effort into selecting ingredients as she does preparing them. Anyway, I know you're not here to talk Dango, you're here to talk quests, and lucky for you, I've got some 1-star quests ready to go. You know, questing is kind of like climbing a mountain. Keep completing them, and before you know it, you'll be at the top. Only to realize that there's a larger mountain a couple of years later. G-Rank! And just like a mountain, there's more than one way to the top. Pick the quest right for you and forge your own path. But you're going to stay right here and listen to me blabber about Bunny Dango if you don't hurry up and pick a quest. And finally, oh yeah, and you can also accept optional subquests, which they don't teach you. Essentially, these are quests that you just pick up and you can complete as you go. There's no big deal. However, they can give some wonderful rewards. So I'll go ahead and just take a little bit of everything. Now, unlike other games, they actually mark what the key quests are. So as long as you complete a certain amount of these, you can actually progress to the next one. So I'll show off a slaying quest, because, you know, you get to kill things.
Oh, Elric! Hey, Elric, thanks for always ordering the Motley Mix.
I just ordered it the one time.
It's opened my eyes to so many ingredients. Just be careful, you can't fill up on only fish and meat and leave no room for Dango, you know. That's why to thank you for your custom, here's a ticket for a special Dango. Don't forget to eat your Bunny Dango.
I'm starting to wonder who's worse, you or Noah. Hey, I say worse, but yeah, I'll grab Polisher. And let's watch it one more time for posterity. Still adorable. Alright, and now let's go. Our first actual quest. Those infernal jaggers keep messing with my visits to the shrine ruins. They're after the offerings I bring with me. Those rude, blasphemous fiends. Send them running with their tails between their legs. From a devout feline. Alright, so now we get to kill Jagras, which were the beat sticks of the original world. Which in this one they make it even simpler. you can see them on your mini-map. So here we have a Jagras, a yellow lizard. A dead yellow lizard. Like I said, a dead yellow lizard. We're off to a good start. And you can also carve them to get their goods. Which, as far as I could tell, there's nothing that the Jagras is used for too much yet. I'm wondering if the Great Jagras is in the game is also up there. I mean, the Tetranodon that you'll see later is a lot like it, but I don't think I've seen the Great Jagras. Makes me a little sad. He wasn't the greatest monster, but he was funny. Alright, here's another one. Redemption Arc! Dead! But yeah, as a wise man once said, the Great Sword, you're either going to do great, or you're going to take a trip to Chicago, the Windy City. It's a weapon that rewards good gameplay, but also tends to troll you at points. It's why it's my favorite weapon. Just because you can be a master of everything, but if you screw up one thing or the game decides to go against you, you're not going to do well. Oh yeah, it also has a face slap. Are you feeling okay, Illidra? There, I asserted my dominance and it died from it. And this is why I also chose Greatsword for this character. Because I have a feeling it's going to make for a lot of fun times. Because I am by no means an expert at Monster Hunter. Even though some people will tell you otherwise. No, I'm just a guy that likes to wield giant weapons. And I actually have no idea where this one goes. Ah! Oh, hey, bones. Huh. I never actually use this wire bug path. Usually Actually, funny story. Up until the second character I made, I didn't even know you could lay down wire bugs like that. Because I thought they were temporary. I went, I'll save this for bigger hunts. You see, this is why they needed to explain it better, but it wouldn't be a Monster Hunter game unless they did not specify some of the key mechanics properly. Or improperly, I guess. Double kill. And for some reason it takes longer to come back from slaying quests than it does gathering quests or if you capture a monster. Still trying to figure that one out. Why does killing something take longer to deal with? Instead of, actually capturing it and bringing it back alive. I can put a politically charged opinion here, a politically charged joke of something very similar in real life, but I think I'd just leave it up in the air with that little insinuation. Have fun. Oh yeah, and you can also cut these bushes here to gain more of the little spirit birds. Or the temporary permanent buffs. Some parashrooms. Oh cool, you can skip the animation. And yeah, just the items gathered from the Palico is insane. "4 minutes of killing little prey. Excitement! Adventure! Monster Hunter." Okay, someone in Kamura wants to talk to me. Where? Oh yeah, you can always come into the menu here for fast traveling. Oh, just my cat in my room. I don't care enough. And we'll also pick up gathering plants. We'll abandon that one for ore. No, gathering plants would have been perfect. What am I thinking? Oh, I already have plants. I am not thinking. Oh yeah, and in case you ever want to go gathering, you can just do an expedition tour. In truth, you really don't need to, especially on low rank quests, because you can go around the map just finding everything before actually killing something. And I'll do the unique mushroom quest. It'll be over in a flash. I mean, it really doesn't matter. And now I can show you that you can just skip by pressing B. Again, it's just some minor quality of life things, although you can always skip the food animation before. Since I think Monster Hunter Freedom, which is Monster Hunter 2. Yeah, at some point I would actually like to go back and play Monster Hunter 1 for the PS2. But at the same time, I know exactly what I'm getting into because I played it once upon a time so long ago. Let's just say it has not aged well. Oh, it's still fun for what it is, but there are a ton of quality of life changes that came in even right after on a quote-unquote inferior console. The PS2, but portable. And it's all because they decided to do one trick. Use the actual bloody face buttons. Yeah, in Monster Hunter 1, you flick the right joystick forward to attack. Yeah, I'm not kidding. They didn't use the X button, or if you prefer, I think it was the Y button. Triangle button. No, wait, square. No, square was the... It's been forever since I've played a game on a PlayStation. But I think it was triangle to attack, circle for secondary, square to cheat. They didn't use that until the PSP. We'll go ahead and grab this puppet spider again. Actually, let's just take a look at it. It's adorable. It tries to act so menacing, but it's too fluffy for its own good. There we go. Really? I can grab on there? Uh. Once again, this mountain is proving to be the better hunter than me. And here's another relic. Number 8. But yeah, I originally started with Freedom Unite, technically, because I went back years later on an emulator and to play the actual PSP version at the same time. If you can, just play the emulated version. I love the PSP with all my heart, but those loading times, oh, they were bad. Like, they are worse than this game, bar none. If you have a problem with the loading game times on this one, you need to go back and see that one. Meanwhile, I really want to go back to 3 Ultimate, or at least something like it. Even though this one comes damn close. Because they borrow a lot of elements, and we'll get to that when we get there. Let's just say it's rather shameless with how much it tries to pander to it. Nostalgia. You can thank QB for me learning about that one. I didn't realize that there was anything on the dog's head originally. And also, how I said no to the longsword in the first episode. I have nothing against longswords. Let me just get that out of the way now. What I have a problem with, and this is going to sound very elitist, is complete newcomers to the game using it. Because it always falls into 3 categories. Someone doesn't know how to use it at all, and they cart a lot. Someone who doesn't know how to use it, and they trip others, which causes carts a lot. Or they understand how to use it perfectly, and basically kill the monster all by themselves with 4-player health. In all 3 scenarios, it is not fun. If we're just looking to grind out monsters, sure, bring it. It'll be fast, it'll be fun as hell, and it's really cool looking. However, for the most part, most people just pick it up and don't use anything else. And that's what irks me the most. They complain about other weapons lacking when using what is considered one of the most busted weapons in the game. Ah, Elric, Yomogi over in the tea shop has been looking for you. She seemed upset over something. Go and check on her, would you? Yep, and we are getting our urgent.
Worst news ever! Elric, have you heard? Have you heard the terrible news? This is a real emergency. Ow! I bit my tongue. Ow. Oh, wait, the news. A great Zuchi is tearing up the shrine ruins. It's absolute carnage. Okay, slight exaggeration, but there really is a great Azuchi, and it's parked its stupid monster butt right on our main trade route. Please, you gotta get rid of it. If you don't, my supply of dango ingredients won't get delivered. Please? Oh, thank you so much. I love you. Okay. Hunting that great Azuchi is now an urgent quest that you can accept from Minoa.
Yep, which means we can get into 2-star. And fight some real big monsters. Elric, an emergency quest has just been issued. Urgent quests need to be taken care of ASAP, and if you don't, things can get bad, like real bad. Right now, things are looking grim. Only because it gets in her way of her dangos. Yomogi ran over and told me that a great Azuchi is blocking an important trade route near the shrine ruins. It's not any old trade route, it's the one ingredient used to bring the ingredients for my bunny dango. Oh no, we might actually run out of bunny dango. I feel faint. You've got to get rid of that monster. But be careful, great Azuchi usually have a band of mini Azuchi in tow. They can gang up on you if you don't watch out. Okay, get out there and save our dango. Yeah, that's all they really care about. There we go. Yeah, they don't actually explain that to you until like 3-star about the optional side quests, so I just saved you a lot of time. But what is important is that we're actually fighting a big monster. Which, after this episode, I am going to be aiming for 2 big monsters a hunt. Two big monsters a hunt. Yeah, 2 big monsters an episode. And for the most part, this is going to be my loadout. That's all I really need. Which we'll also rename it to Basic. You know, if I don't screw up my buttons. There we go. And we're out of here. Finally to our big hunt. A stupid graded Zuchi is going crazy at the shrine moon, meaning my ingredient supplier is dangerously in danger. Can you deal with that dumb graded Zuchi so my supplier can deliver the amazing ingredients? Signed by Yomogi and Hinoa. It just doesn't show. Seriously love those screens. Adds so much character to the monsters. And shows actual ecology. Something missing in Generations Ultimate. Haven't been to World in a while, so I can't remember if they had similar type of ecological showcases for the monsters. But it doesn't matter because we have Rise right now. Which I am going to spoil this. I think that it has the best gameplay, but is lacking in certain areas, and we'll get to where once we get to them. Just like this floor is made of floor and the ceiling is made of roofing. Alright, and our prey is that giant question mark on the minimap, because again, what are paintballs? What is tracking anymore? Does it just run up and kill? Oh yeah, and there's also targeting. It's not needed. With full control over the camera, you really don't need it. Alright, I forgot his tail is up. And this is why Greatsword is one of my favorite weapons. You can set up properly, everything looks good. Other elements get in the way. Every single time. Ah, it's a tail. Come on, leap at me. No? And this should hit the chin. Nope. Because it decided to take a little bit longer. Yeah, and I'm also playing really crappily just to show off this moveset. And to show how easy it is to just re-heal back up. It's the beginning monster, you're going to have a lot of room to work. And I just realized the smaller ones actually work in sync. And also, you don't necessarily have to hold it down, you can just run up and hit. It depends on what you're willing to risk. Alright, I'll get a little bit more serious. Tail's broken. Yeah, Izuchi's actually one of my favorites starting. It reminds me of Macau, which I loved in Generations Ultimate. It's like the base Flying Wyvern, except given personality. It can kick your ass if you're not careful. It teaches you all about positioning and being patient with the monster and learning it. Nice flip, bro. Here, have a great slam, though. It should be a couple more shots. And I miss him left. Did it too early. Okay, then let's get the big one in. Yep, and it's almost dead. As you can see in the upper right, you can now see that it's close to death. That's what that blue icon means. So at this point, you could throw down a trap and capture it instead. But we're just aiming for kills for now. I don't have the resources to spend on just capturing these level units. That's tired, so I'll use the opportunity here just to get a short charge. Let's make it a double. And dead. Yep, that was your first big hunt in Monster Hunter Rise. Overall, I think Great Izuchi is a perfect starting monster because it can kick your ass if you're not careful. If you're still learning everything and trying to get started, he will kick your ass. However, for veterans, it'll be just another Tuesday. Tanky enough without being too ostensive about it, I think is the word I'm looking for. Annoying. We'll go with annoying. Again, I've been liking what they've been doing with the starting monster between Generations and Rise. World, Great Jagras was not that good of a starter. It was a nice punching bag, but that's about it, with an interesting gimmick. But as a starting monster, it didn't really do anything to teach you. That honor went to Anjanath, which is the filter. Every game has a monster filter. A monster that seems a lot stronger than everything before it. For that, I think we'll have to wait a couple more episodes to see. Can't say I've seen anyone put more enthusiasm into hunting a Great Izuchi. I knew you had real talent, but you're putting all of those other hunters to shame. You could even be... Ha! Look at me here, rambling on like the old fool I am. Pretend you heard nothing, okay? Ha 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 ha! Anywho, now that you handled that urgent quest, Hinoa has 2 star quests ready to roll. Why don't you go check them out? I will in the next episode. However, let's take a look at what is actually important. The new weapons are armor you can get. Yeah, you start with the Kamura set, which you can just buy straight up as well. This is what the blue ones are. You start with leather, which we'll go ahead and preview that. Basic leather gear, which gives you hunger resistance, botanist, geologist, and recovery up, which this is working off of World's skill system, where you just need 1 point to activate it instead of 5 to 10. So you start with level 1 skills with level 1. Which means with the chainmail, you start with botanist, defense boost, peak performance, which as long as you stay at full health, you get more damage. You're not going to stay at full health in this game, because everything has chip. Hunter armor, which any fans of World should immediately recognize that armor, has attack boost. And then finally, our newest unlocked set, Yazuchi, which you might have realized is just like the sword, the great sword bug guy, which comes with crit eye 3 altogether. Of course, this is why I grabbed the layered armor, because now I can mix and match sets. So I can go full clown suit with it. Let's see if the Yazuchi has a weapon. He does, which requires lower rank Yazuchi pelts. You can also upgrade with iron ore, make other weapons along the way. Which again, I said, great sword, hammer. So we'll go ahead and check those out, see if there's anything new. The Yazuchi hammer. Which you might have noticed a trend, the Yazuchi weapons seem to have rather decent sharpness, low attack, but they have 10% affinity, which affinity is crit chance. So he's a lot like Kulu Yaku for those who are coming from World. And then the third weapon was... we'll worry about that at some point. However, as you can see, there's a lot more to talk to, and we'll cover that in the next episode, and hopefully get 2 big monsters in. So have a good one.